Let's watch a full-length movie on YouTube with Mike Spiegelman. Let's watch a full-length movie on YouTube with Mike Spiegelman. You can watch if you want to. You can slap Spiegelman's behind. LWAFLMNOYT on Mutiny Radio. Mutiny.
Mutiny! It's pronounced mutiny. Mutiny! It's pronounced mutiny. Mutiny! Oh, my turnoffs are guys who say mutiny. Mutiny?
Well, let's watch a full-length movie on YouTube with Mike Spiegelman. Mike Spiegelman. Oh, Mike Spiegelman. Mike Spiegelman. Oh, Mike Spiegelman. Hey! Mike Spiegelman. Mike Spiegelman. Mike Spiegelman. Mike Spiegelman.
Welcome to LWAFLMOYT. That's Let's Watch a Full-Length Movie on YouTube with Mike Spiegelman and Carl. Hey, Carl.
Hey, Mike. Thank you for having me back on your show one more time.
Wow.
I'm ready to go.
Every
you're not
week.
gonna fire me.
I just said the show's an acronym. It's LWAFLMOYT. You can hear it on Mutiny Radio at 2 p.m. You can hear it on the podcast as LWAFLMOYT. You can hear it. You can watch it as a visual thing. You can see us now on the YouTube at LWAFLMOYT. And that is short. I'll say it again. I say it every week. Let's watch a full-length movie on YouTube with Mike Spiegelman and Carl.
Thank you,
names of
Michael.
the show.
Oh, thank you, Michael. I've been waiting for this day.
You're driving me batshit with this. You're not a guest. You were a guest maybe the first year we started this. That was it.
2016 was it? I don't know.
16, yeah. And I said at one point I realized doing rotating guests was really. It wasn't that it was a bad thing, which it was. It's not sustaining. It's that we really clicked. And
might be some history.
Yeah, and then you were also the only one who wanted to keep doing it. So
yeah.
Who's
going to do the research?
Yeah. So here's the premise. We're going to watch a movie on YouTube with you at the same time. You watch it and you listen to our podcast at the same time. And to make this happen, Carl already watched the movie. How many times? 4 times this week?
3 times. But the first time was kind of casual. But this will be my 4th time.
And you researched. We're going to hear a lot of things about this movie. I purposely go in blind. I am you. I am the audience member. Although if you subscribe, you'll hear what the movie is for next week, and then you can watch it and be prepared. That's a plus. If you sit through
watch it ahead of time. If you're that dedicated, I am.
The best way is to tell your friends to subscribe to LWAFLMOYT. They don't even have to download it. We just need the number. Don't write a review on iTunes. Just tell your friends to subscribe so our numbers get bigger. Yeah. All right. Well, with that nugget, Carl, what movie are we watching this week?
Today, we will watch The Vagrant 1992. The Vagrant 1992. That's what you put in the YouTube search engine. You know it's VAGRANT. I know you know that already. And
I know that now.
It might be the only channel you find. It's not Vixen and then the fruit plum. It's Vixem with an M and then plum with no B, which is just plum crazy.
I noticed that too. I thought it was Berenstein Bears, but it was Bernstein Bears.
Right.
It was actually It's the Bernberg Bears. It's not Bernstein. Okay. We are, by the way, they're the most Christian bears I know.
It's the Goyim Bears.
Anyone who mistakes the Bernstein Bears for Jewish bears, they are off the mark. Those are Christian bears, and anyway. Well,
those Jews are for Jesus.
Yeah. Well, they were there at the manger. Anyway, so they were like, get away, bear. Don't you remember there was the Bernstein Bears were? Anyway, this is how the show works. We're off to a rollicking start. We want you to go find
The Vagrant 1992, and we like Vixen Plum.
The Vagrant 1992. Go ahead and find the channel that's hosting it, Vixen Plum, and it's the only really channel that's hosting it. Click the link, hit pause, move the timer to 000. Don't worry, you'll have plenty of time. We're going to have a celebrity comedian on right now. They're going to tell you a little bit about themselves. Carl has a rollicking time with them. And at the end of the interview, they're going to do a celebrity comedian countdown. And when they say go, you're going to press play on this YouTube movie, and we're going to kick it off. Carl, take it away.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Celebrity Comedian Countdown, this time with Harris Stanton. Welcome, Harris. Now, Harris, you are a big-time comedian. I mean, you're out there sharing the stage with Patrice O'Neal and Bill Burr and Tracy Morgan and Dave Chappelle, and you're all over TV, right? Comic View, Premium Blend, Comics Unleashed. But I noticed you were also like a character on Saturday Night Live. Tell me about that.
Oh, yeah, I used to do extra work a while ago for a few years on the show, which was very I was a young kid from South Carolina, and so, you know, it was being an extra. I thought I was a cast member. I just, you know, you get to be up at 8H and see how things work. And I didn't have to sit with the extras. I used to just sit in Tracy's dressing room. And so I used to get the, you know, I get to hang out with the cast members and back and forth to their dressing room, Daryl Hammond and Will Ferrell and those guys. And those guys are really cool. And Molly Shannon was really cool. But yeah, it was fun, man. Being 21, 22, 23, doing that. It was great. I thought it was only upward from there.
Yeah, I mean, you're hitting the big city, you know, coming from down south. You must have it must have blown your mind. Now, when I looked up,
yeah, man, and I got to party with them too. I got to party with them because I was friends with Tracy, so I got to go to all the parties.
That sounds great.
So it was cool. And so that's why I said I felt like a cast member, because I went to the after party and the after.
So that led, I guess, to a bunch of comedy career stuff, right? I mean, you were. Oh, but I wanted to ask you, I looked up on your TV credits and it said that you were on some European television. What's that all about?
Yeah, it was a show in Rotterdam in Holland called Raymond is Lot, which translates to Raymond is Late. It's like a late night variety show over there that was really popular at the time. I'm not sure if it's still on, but it was hosted by a real popular personality, Raymond. I can't remember his last name, but he was a popular late night variety show host, and they would have stand-ups from America and musical acts from America, and then the whole show is done in Dutch. So it was kind of strange, you know. You just listen to a lot of, like, right before he brings you up, you don't know what he's saying, so you know, you just have to wait to hear your name. So it's kind of weird, but you know, it was really fun and exciting.
And of course, you did your act in English, I'm sure.
Oh, of course, yes, I did, and they got it, but I could feel a little. I didn't bomb, but I could feel a little, maybe lost in translation, or maybe a little gap, little barrier there somewhere, but it went okay.
Now, they do have a neighbor of England, Holland, of course, but the water is separating them. You know what I mean? Like, I'm sure not everybody knows English, but that must have been a great experience, you know, them flying you out there and you doing that. That must have been terrific.
Yeah, man. It was great. Yeah. I auditioned for it at Broadway Comedy Club.
Yeah.
It's funny.
So, I want to talk about Patrice O'Neal. From what I understand, he was a very, very good friend. He was a mentor. I know this Elephant in the Room on Comedy Central you were a part of. It came out in 2011. Mm-hmm. That's the year he passed away. Tell me about your relationship with him.
It was like you said, it was a bit of a mentor relationship, friend. You know. We did business together. It's funny because you know, Patrice is a big comedian, and you don't really realize how important he was in your life until he's like not there anymore. You're like, oh shit, he was fucking huge. And
Yeah.
then you deal with that. But I met Patrice, in New York City at the clubs, bouncing around, and when you start comedy in the city, there's so many comedians and certain people, you gravitate to who you gravitate to, as far as friendship is concerned, because you're not close friends with everyone. So you kind of go where like when you're in school, you figure out who your friends are,
Yeah.
and that's what happened. And then bring me on the road. I was honored. I got to study from the master and
Yeah.
learn from him. And yeah, it was tremendous, man. Best times of my life.
Yeah. Now, as you know, on this show, we do it, watch a full-length movie. We once watched a full-length movie called Furry Vengeance, and Patrice O'Neal was in it. And so, I do the research, and I got to look up him, and I got to drop a lot of stuff about him. He was really, really funny, man. He had his
Yeah,
demons.
yeah. Very insightful as well, too.
Mhm. Now, you just mentioned the Broadway Comedy Club, and we were both there. It was just on a Wednesday night, nothing spectacular, but just want to be in
Right,
front of strangers on a weeknight. It's gold.
right.
Now, you were up there on the stage talking about being afraid of flying. It was a routine you were doing and how you want to stick
Yeah,
to the road. And I rudely interrupted. I don't know if it's so rude, but I blurted out,
yeah. No, it's whatever.
you were on
Yeah.
the bus. So this was the Turn It Funny tour. Um,
Uh-huh.
and Tracy Morgan was part of that. But James McNair passed away. It was an accident with a Walmart truck. Tell me a little bit about that. I mean, the first thing you said was that was a long time ago. And I guess it
Yeah,
was 2014. So
yeah.
is that still with you? Or tell me a little
Oh
bit
yeah,
about the experience.
absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. It was still with me. It's a traumatic event, but I think I've done a good job of getting over it. I don't have any. Initially, I had a little PTSD afterwards, but
Yes.
I don't deal with any of that anymore.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so
Now you related a funny story about where Tracy ended up. Why don't you tell us?
oh yeah, it was an accident, so we were being tossed around in there, and when it's going on, you're just in the middle of it. But when the dust settled, I realized Tracy was on top of me, and he was kind of hanging from something. He was not on top of me, but he was kind of hanging from something, and he was peeing, and I was like, "Yo, Tracy, man, stop peeing on me."
Now he was
I
on.
told I told him when he woke up from
Yeah.
his coma, I told him, I said, man, I'm glad you're okay, man. But you was peeing on me. He's like, whatever. I know you like it. I know how you get down. And I was like, just women, not men.
Yeah, that's a little
Is
gender.
that okay? Is that okay for this podcast? Little
Yes, it
golden
is.
showers.
You want women and you want conscious. You want them to be conscious.
yes.
Now you did have a broken wrist from that, and
Mhm.
like a bruised up ankle or something. Were you in a lot of
Yeah.
pain when it, there was a big event, and then you find yourself like, what happened? Did it hurt a lot? Were you able to get out of the vehicle?
Yeah,
Or,
no, I wasn't. I was helped out of the vehicle. I wasn't able to get out because I was all disorientated and I was just stuck. One, two. I couldn't move, and then I tried to move, but I realized my wrist was broken. But there were people outside trying to help us out,
uh-huh,
and they did, and I got out, and I realized everyone else was unconscious, and I remember the one of the EMTs telling me that Uncle Jimmy Mack didn't look good, so.
uh-huh,
Um, no, it wasn't EMT. Was it EMT or maybe the driver? Because one of the drivers, there was two drivers, and both of the drivers was helping, people try to take us out.
uh-huh. So you talked about South Carolina. I know you went to school down there. I guess it was in Spartanburg. And this is when, an amazing thing happened. You were drafted. I mean, 52nd round, but you were drafted into Major League Baseball, right? Tell
Yeah,
us about that.
yeah. Well, I played baseball. My life was part of my life growing up. I come from a baseball family. My uncle played Major League Baseball, and When I was younger, he coached minor league baseball with the Toronto Blue Jays organization, and they had a team near where I grew up in Florence, South Carolina. So I would go to Florence to see minor league games, and then they moved to Myrtle Beach, and I would go to Myrtle Beach to see games, and I would play, and my father loved baseball. He always was watching it. So later on, I started, taking to it, and I really try really hard to be a Major League Baseball player for a while.
You do a very funny routine about that, about like losing your mitt, and it kind of doesn't matter. Tell us a little bit about that.
Oh, well, that part is just a joke. I mean, I didn't lose my mitt. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah. I make fun of that's me being making fun of myself about failure or not getting where I wanted to go. So I exaggerate a little bit on my experience when I played in spring training.
Baseball, whatever. Next thing you know, you're on Saturday Night Live hanging
I
out.
know, it's crazy.
Terrific, And I do want to recognize your uncle, Leroy, I think is his name.
Yeah.
He's not with us anymore. I know that. It was an accident. But
yeah,
did 9 seasons as a Major League Baseball player, including the New York Mets.
Yeah. And he played a year in Japan for the Hanshin Tigers, I think it was.
Right. I read that too. I didn't understand what that was. Okay, so that was Japan. That's great.
Yeah, he played in Japan for a year.
So that's your father's uncle. It must be with the last name, of course.
Yeah, my father's brother, yeah.
Yeah, he must have been proud or jealous. I don't know which. There's a dynamic between brothers, right?
Yeah. Well, like I said, I come from a baseball family. My whole family played baseball. My uncle was the only one that took it seriously, though. Yeah.
Okay, so you have a bunch of stuff out there online, but let me see, what have we got here?
Not enough.
Kill You. Gotham Comedy Live, Damon, Native Innocence. But there was a DVD I wanted to plug, and I know you're working on a new one, a comedy special.
I was a comedy album, Naive Innocence. I recorded in 2017.
Okay, gotcha. But you're working on a new one now. Yes.
It's pretty it's coming along. The COVID, pretty much, when you're not getting on stage as much, it's harder to, create the material and get it like you want to. That takes a lot of stage time over and a lot of little, spots like doing, like the show you saw me at, just crafting an act,
Right. Experimenting. You're working on a title? You got a title?
You know what? I don't do I do the title after I realize what it looks like. You know what I mean? Like after I perform somewhere and I do an hour, 45 minutes, and I'll record it and I'll listen to it and I hear what it sounds like. And then that's how I come up with the title. That's how I did the last one, so yeah.
Like something from the content.
Yeah, something from the content or whatever. Because a lot of these jokes, some of them have nothing to do with each other, but once I have the material together, I like to try to craft it into something like a through line or a theme or a narrative or something like that. I try to find it. Patrice taught me how to do that too, to find the commonality in all the jokes that you've written to form a bit of a narrative.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, he's really sharp. I mean, that's something that okay, Naive Innocence, that's the one. Now that's still out there on Apple Music, right?
Yeah, it's on all platforms actually. Platforms.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so
check it out.
Yes, please. Naive. So, okay, Naive Innocence, and that's out there on all the other platforms. Now, how can people find you out there? I know Twitter is at Harris Stanton. Instagram is Harris Stanton Comedy. Do you have a website, YouTube channel? How can people find you out there? Follow.
No, I don't have a website, but I'm gonna get one. I've been saying that for a while, but I'm on Instagram and Facebook and Twitter, and I usually try to put when I'm performing anywhere, I post my performances. So if anyone's interested, they can buy a ticket you know.
That's right. Hopefully it's Scotty's, right? Next
Yeah,
time.
yeah. Yeah.
Okay, now, Harris Stanton. Everyone at home is poised to watch this movie at the same time as we do. They must hit play at home at the exact same time that we do here in the studio. So why don't you go ahead, Harris Stanton, and give us that celebrity comedian countdown?
Is it a 5 countdown or 3? What was the countdown?
I'll edit this out. We'll do 3, 2, 1, go.
Okay. 3, 2, 1, go.
Very, very good.
Brooks Film.
Crazy music.
You saw it was a Brooks Film production, right? Name me another movie that Mel Brooks production house produced.
You know,
Vagrant?
this is produced by Mel Brooks, and you would think that would be all like comedies. Not at all.
No, dude, the movies he produced under Mel is Eraserhead.
Mm-hmm.
I believe he did Eraserhead. He did Dune. I think he produced Dune. He
I
produced
only
Solar
have
Babies.
3 examples. The Elephant Man, Solar Babies, and The Fly. And I also know he did The Fly too.
Yeah, that's right. The Fly too.
This was all made because of the association with the director. The director, what did he do? I think that the director was like a special effects person on The Fly and even won an Academy Award. And he knew Mel Brooks. So when they brought the script to him, he knew who to go to.
Carl, can
That's
you tell me what time you have?
Sure.
Or do you want to start from the beginning?
I don't know what you're talking about. Right now, I have 1 minute and 21.
Oh, yeah, that's exactly what I have. I don't know what I'm
Okay,
talking about.
great.
I didn't realize
so
Colleen Clamp's in this movie. I love her.
Yeah, Colleen Camp, who's been on our show before. She's really, I don't know, she's herself in this, her stiff self. Okay, this is Bill Paxton, and he's home shopping. See, look at these prices. 90 grand for a house.
Oh my God, 60 grand for a house?
Yes.
That's going to set you back.
This is 92, and I'm sure it was shot earlier than that. It was all shot in Arizona. So these prices, think about it. They've tripled.
Well, you would get a binder and you would get yourself a Sharpie and you would look through. You would put your phone down, you stop scrolling, and you would look through a bunch of paper houses.
The pretend magazine from a company, a real estate.
No, that's right. I think a realtor would give you that, and they say, do you have your own Sharpie's not provided. You have to bring your own.
Okay, so now we're going to look at a house with Colleen Camp.
Oh, great.
Colleen Camp, she was like, for some reason, she's a big deal. I think she's very stiff, but she was a big deal in Clue in 85 and 2 police academies. She was in Wayne's World,
Yeah. Do you remember her role in Wayne's World? She was married to Brian Doyle Murray, the arcade magnate who was sponsoring the show. And all the crew would hit on her and she would get all flattered.
I didn't realize she was married to an executive at Paramount Studios.
What's plaguing me is that she was in a recent movie I just saw, and it's killing me. I can't, I can place the scene, and I can't remember the movie. I just
American Hustle? That was 2013, though.
It could be like See How They Run or Glass Onion, one of those type of movies that are streaming.
Right.
And
she started off in the Planet of the Apes. It was the Battle for the Planet of the Apes in 1973. And she's still current right now today.
Yeah. Well, wasn't Stripes a big movie of hers? No, Meatballs. Meatballs. She was in a Bill Murray movie.
Let's see. Die Hard with a Vengeance, Election, American Hustle, Apocalypse Now, Gumball Rally, Police Academy 4, My Blue Heaven, Last Action Hero.
Last Action Hero. That was probably a cameo. That Apocalypse Now role was like she was super young in that.
She was a Playboy playmate. She was, the scene in which the guy's taken off in the chopper and he's hanging on and falls. It's the USO.
Yeah.
Okay. Now she's going, this house, it screams to me. It screams potential. She's trying to sell it. But she's going to like turn into unrealistically super horny all of a sudden.
Is this because he is being plagued by everybody, like an after hours? Just
Well, our film is just kicking off. So right now he's like a middle management kind of working for middle management kind of guy in a corporate world who's about to invest in a home. And that's where we're at. He's going to be like, this house doesn't call to me. And then I don't think it's motivation to sell the house, but she starts to.
Oh, you think like she was trying to seduce him to order to buy the house?
Well, I thought that first watching, but maybe I'll turn up the sound at that point and you can see it's a little unrealistic the way she wants to sleep with him. So he's walking around and discovering stuff he doesn't like there's a drip and something's gross here,
Yeah, the toilet looks gross.
Yeah. Look,
Take a leak.
This is a book that was left behind, and we'll see it much, much later in the film. It just lets him know the vagrant was in my house.
Oh, so he's gonna still get the house though.
Well, yeah, like she starts to sleep with him and he's like very resistant. He's like, I have a girlfriend. And then he goes to stop her. He goes, okay, I'll buy it. And she goes, well, you're quick-minded, Mr. Krakowski. And she, okay, here we go.
That's so funny because I think I watched 100 pornos like this.
Yeah. All right, here, let's.
I'll admit it. I feel like I want to grab you by the Wait a minute.
There we go.
Comes along, I let my urges build.
Lucky guy.
So that's what's going to go on in this scene. She unrealistically super wants to sleep with him.
Carl, I remember what movie I saw Colleen Camp in this year. Amsterdam.
Oh, Amsterdam.
Yeah.
That's that movie that takes place in Holland. And that Colleen Camp is in it, I think.
Yeah, I mean, that you pretty much sum up the film.
So now he's like, I'll take it. And she's like, goodness, you are quick to decide, Miss. You're a very decisive man, Mr. Krakowski.
What do you mean by quick?
Yeah. Now, Krakowski, like crack house. You hear it? Krakowski? Crack house?
Crack house?
Ski.
Crack haupt?
Krakowski. Okay, so this is, he's bought it. This is
moving in. Da, da, da. Sorry. Moving in. Nah, nah. Oh, go ahead, girl.
I'm moving. What's that song? I'm moving.
I'm moving out. Billy Joel.
I'm moving in. Da, 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 da. You should never argue with. Fuck that. I'm moving in.
Da, 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 da.
Too bad,
He's
Mom.
moving in. Do, 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 do.
Yeah, my bike is staying in the driveway. Yes, Dad. Too bad. I don't care if it's an eyesore. I'm moving in.
Do, 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 do.
Can you keep it down, Dad? Dad.
Dad rock. This is the Vagrant, huh?
Yes, and look, he's just casually walking through like a crazy bum kind of person, and Krakowski's like, what the fuck? But he's fearful, So he doesn't approach him. It's his first experience.
The kitchen needs to be more yellow, I think.
We do need a Spiegelman's touch.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I would stain everything and not clean up.
Now, the guy who wrote this really wrote it off an experience with a vagrant. Of course, it was nothing like this, but it gave him the idea. Let's see here. An actual homeless person who lived in a vacant field across from the guest house Jeffries was residing in Studio City, California at the time. Now, this guy, he didn't really write much, but I don't know. He was in a collaboration with some. I've never heard of these films. Scarecrows, Cold Creek Manor, a Chevy Chase film, Man of the House. He helped write the story credit.
Yeah, I think I know that one. I know 2 movies called Man of the House. I think the other one was with Tommy Lee Jones. I have to check. Have you ever seen a movie called Lady in the Van?
Yeah, that was a good film. Jimmy Olsen on deck.
That's Jimmy Olsen. Oh, gee
Yeah.
whiz, Kent.
Yeah, Mr. Kent. It's Mark McClure, and he's been in a million things. It's not fair for me to say he's Jimmy Olsen, but come on, dude, be honest. There
he
he
totally looks
goes.
like Jimmy
It's
Olsen.
Jimmy Olsen.
Now
from
these guys must be
Superman with
really
Chris
good friends
Pine.
for him to wear those sandals in that house.
Well, he's he's that like movie, everyone's got that group of friends. Well, with him, it's just one. This is like paranoia over the Vagrant. Like, what was that you heard? It was oh no, could it be just a loud squirrel? And he goes, yeah, it could be a loud squirrel. And he goes, beside with this deadbolt. So Jimmy Olsen's like, do you want me to spend the night? And Krakowski's like, no, no, no. Next thing you know, Jimmy Olsen's spending
He's
the
sleeping
night.
the night. Yeah, I read that in the Daily Planet, page 6. I had newsflash. Who's that sleeping with Jimmy? Who's Jimmy Olsen? Please by Jimmy Olsen in. Try page 6.
Now, when we talked about seeing this film, you said, oh, this is basically Home Alone, isn't it? And I was like, no, it isn't, because I had seen it. But I know what you're talking about now, because the movie poster bites off of Home Alone 2, Lost in New York.
Yeah, well, he has his hands to his face like he's a young Macaulay Culkin.
Right, exactly. Let's see. You can tell this flick came out right after Home Alone, right around the time of Home Alone 2, Lost in New York, with fucking Donald fucking Trump. Bill Paxton's pose is reminiscent of a certain blonde kid that was left home alone. And the tagline was, he's not home alone. So that that's kind of a giveaway.
So in 1992, you're at Blockbuster or you're at Video Smith or whatever, and there's that copy of Home Alone you want to rent, and next to it is The Vagrant.
Right.
Yeah.
Hook. That's like a Roger Corman kind of trick.
Right, the ripoff. But just the movie poster, I guess, and the promotion is ripping it off. It's not.
Yeah, not the film, not at all. This film it took 10 years to make us because the writer got distracted. I don't know if this is an interesting story unless you know these guys personally. Richard Jeffries wrote the script about a decade before the film's eventual production, shelved the idea in favor of other projects. At one point, William Wesley showed interest in the script, which led to them collaborating on Scarecrows after unearthing the script, performing some minor rewrites. Chris Wallace, that's our director, joined the project, and as director, he brought it to Mel Brooks, who he had done The Fly 2 with.
Oh, wow.
See, this director's not really a direct... Go ahead.
I was going to say, wasn't Paxton in Fly 2? Or does my brain deceives me? I'll find that out.
Good question. Which I always say when I don't know the answer.
Oh, I'll look it up. How do you spell IMDb?
IMDB, like database.
Okay. We tried this thing out. Oh, they have a phone app too.
Okay, now there's our Vagrant. And for the first time, he's locking eyes with him. And Bill Paxton is scared. Now, Bill Paxton, I remember, he was in Stripes for 2 seconds. Yeah. But Terminator, that was the one, in my opinion, brought him to the public eye.
He was the punk. Yeah. Well, and then Cameron put him in basically all his films.
Yeah. And Weird Science as the brother. Next thing you know, he's a megastar.
Oh, yeah. I think trying to think of he got sick, I think. I'm going to look up him on IMDb. Bill Pullman.
He had Bill Paxton. He had heart surgery. It was an intentional thing, but there were complications afterwards, and he died. It's too bad. He was only 61.
Wow.
He came to Hollywood and he went to the Roger Corman lot and he joined it as some low level nothing. Next thing you know, Corman's putting him in stuff. We saw him in Brain Dead.
Right, sure. That actually had Bill Pullman as well. It was the Pullman X-Men movie. Yeah, he Trespass. I remember. I don't know if you ever saw Dark Backwards with directed by the guy who did Never on Tuesday. He's in that. He's kind of crazy in that movie.
False Move, 92. Wyatt Earp's naive young brother in Tombstone, 93. One of 3 astronauts in Apollo 11. Was that right? Apollo 13. He was in Apollo 13.
I haven't had a chance to see that movie yet.
You haven't seen Apollo 13? Well, let me ruin it for you. They don't get back. They die before they
God
come back
damn
to
it.
Earth. Yeah, they run out of oxygen. It's so simple.
I watched the first 12 Apollo movies only for you to ruin it.
I blame Kevin Bacon. He didn't click the toggle switch.
Listen, man, I watched Apollo 2, Apollo 3, Apollo 4, Apollo
Oh,
5. I was really
yarn.
looking forward to sit down for Apollo
Apollo 6, the
13.
sequel. Apollo
Yeah.
7, the trilogy continues.
The trilogy, yeah. The new
Okay.
trilogy.
You see this lady here? She's
Sure.
going to buy it. She's going to die. You see, he goes to the cops. He's like, there's a vagrant. They come. They say, he goes, well, he was pissing in the bushes. They're like, pissing in the bushes. That we could make stick. So they go to the neighbor. Oh,
There we go. Cops on patrol.
I heard vagrants.
You heard bacon?
I heard vagrants. Now, I remember the one time you let me be a vagrant in your backyard for that night I slept over, but you were like, no hobo.
That's
You can
right.
live
No
here
hobo.
tonight, but
We're
no
best friends,
hobo.
Carl, but no hobo.
Yeah, look, he's mad. The vagrant's
Oh,
mad.
he's going to come back. Fortunately, he's hiding behind a tree.
The vagrant is Marshall Bell. He was in Nightmare on Elm Street 2. He was in Stand By Me, Twins, Total Recall, Starship Troopers. He's for real. Okay, now here's a character actor. You've seen him in a million things. Do you recognize him? Stuart Hankin is his name.
Yeah, sure, of course. Isn't he a Broadway actor? No, I think it's
No,
probably.
I don't think so.
I think of Mandy Patinkin.
Hollywood Nights, Fatal Attraction. He's like a character actor. Arachnophobia, Mannequin 2.
Wait, did he play the spider? And was he the mannequin as well too?
He played the arachnid in Arachnophobia.
Yeah.
And he
I
was
was
scared.
spider number 7. Got my SAG card.
He was a self-hating spider.
Right.
He
It has
was in
some
Honey,
depth.
We Shrunk Ourselves. You've just seen him in a million things.
Have you seen Honey? Should I watch Honey? We Shrunk Ourselves.
I don't think I saw it.
I never saw the kids.
You never saw Honey, I Shrunk the Kids?
No, I never saw Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
Well, you should see it. I wouldn't say stop what you're doing right now and go see it, but
No, I'm in Vagrant country right now.
There's this real funny scene in which this ant dies. Right now, he's as large as life. You know, they're little, they're miniature, and the ant was his friend. Right. So out the film, when the ant dies, it's kind of a sad scene, or so they hoped. Right. The audience I was watching it in Montclair, in the Claridge Theater.
Oh yeah, of course.
The entire audience laughed their asses off when they were mourning the ant.
Was it a matinee show with the kids, or was it the adults?
No, it was night. It was adults. Or I don't know what it was, but it was the night show.
Love it.
I know, because it was dark in there. Okay, so this is boring. A girlfriend's coming. That's all. And it's sort of like, dare I say the L word? It's like a very stiff, they don't know each other too well, girlfriend. Oh, what's that? What's that?
Is that a vagrant? You vagrant.
That was the French release, was titled Vagrant.
Is Colleen Camp ever going to show up in this movie again?
Yeah, she will.
Okay.
So I guess, I don't know. There's not much else interesting about Bill Paxton except his ambition to get with Roger Corman, and he became a star. I mean, he did music. I wasn't very impressed. It was a band called Mutiny Ranch.
He's more like, he's in so many classic movies, like he just nails it, and a different variety of stuff, so I mean, The Dark Backwards, he was crazy in that movie.
Which one?
The Dark Backwards with Judd Nelson.
Yeah, I said I saw that, but I think I just was confusing that with that Place in Stranger Things. Maybe I haven't seen that film. Look, you see,
whoa!
And look,
you don't think that
representing blood, even though it's not blood.
This is slapstick a la Home Alone.
yeah, a la Buster Keaton. No, this is not slapstick a la Home Alone.
Yeah, he's like a wet bandit.
No, fall for a trap. He had a clumsy accident. He's Buster Keaton.
Okay, so this is like the movie Mousetrap, where like everything's a Rube Goldberg has Rube
No,
Goldbergian consequences.
no.
He flipped over the table.
Okay, is this interesting? Okay, I think this is a crazy person, but he learned to speak German to prepare for his role in Pat Benatar's music video,
What?
Shadows of the Night.
Wait a minute. He learned a foreign language
To
for
be in
three
this
and a
little
half minute.
video.
He
It's
doesn't. Does he
stupid.
speak German in the music? When did they
I
talk in
don't
Pat Benatar
know.
movie?
This
It's a music
comes-
video. You don't talk. I mean, unless you're like
Look,
New
usually
Order
a
did that.
nugget like that would be like 10 pages into Google, but on his IMDb trivia, that's listed. I don't know what it means.
So the trivia is, here's another trivia fact. I learned German to be in a Pat Benatar music video.
Right.
Does he speak?
Impressive.
It's a music video. If they do talking, like the Daft Punk music video where the guy talks over, it's not going to be, I don't know. How much German do you need to know? You're an actor. You could just recite it.
Of course. Look at Jimmy Olsen. He's like, hey, I know you. I sued you for 60 grand for fucking up my roof. He goes, I got one of those faces.
The movie's well directed, I think. I mean, everything is kind of composed nicely and
You
a
know,
lot of symmetry. They're always in the.
see, the thing is, you're right, but it's weird. This guy's not a director. He's only directed 3 things, and one was a TV show.
Mm.
This guy was like a special effects guy, and he won an Academy Award, like I said. They let him direct The Fly 2. That was his debut.
Oh, that's what I was going to look up. I wanted to see who starred in The Fly 2.
Okay, he did makeup artist special effects. He's well known for his creation of the Gremlins. Yeah.
Did he make Stripe or the other one? What's the other one? Googly Eye? Howie Mandel?
He's
I'm Howie
partially
Mandel.
responsible for creating
Gizmo.
the famous sequence in Raiders of the Lost Ark where the Nazis melt.
That wasn't that famous. Was he the guy who came up with the pushing box down a warehouse? That was really that. I don't know how they did that.
Those were his special effects on Gremlins.
Oh, he's got a fence and he's got himself some.
Yes, the Vagrant has scared him and he has invested in security. The Vagrant's not coming in.
So this is not going to be. This is like Brendan Fraser.
Do you remember Naked Lunch, William S. Burroughs' film?
I saw it.
Those weirdo faces. He did that.
Yeah. Oh, that's pretty good. That's a really weird movie. So yeah, for sure.
So that makes him a director.
It's
Here's
not
the
that he's.
friend. She's in from Boston. This is all Phoenix, Arizona, by the way. All Phoenix, Arizona.
So they must have got a real house, obviously, or they must have built one or something.
Oh yeah, I grew up in Phoenix, and I know that this is 40 West Cambridge Avenue.
Oh, as a native Phoenixian?
We say
Phoenixian.
Phoenixian in back in AZ. That's what we call it. We say.
I remember.
Phoenixian.
Do you remember your Phoenix high school cheer? I'm on fire. I'm a bird caught on fire. Help me. Why am I on fire? I come from the ashes. I'm going back into the ashes. I'm on fire. God damn it. That was the name of our high school literary magazine in Montclair High. I was the editor for the Phoenix.
No, that was Rising from the Ashes. This shit is ashes. Okay, so now the girlfriend's here, and she's like, "Oh, you're waiting for me to help you decorate." And he's like, "I'm a little fucking poor right now." And she goes, "You have a credit card, don't you?" And he's like, "Okay."
Yeah, I see where that's heading.
So now there's
You.
a project.
See, like everyone's in the center. All the action's always in the middle, and then you got left and right. Stereo to look at and a lamp to look at. The guy's directing.
It's a well-shot piece, and even this shot and everything. But our print is pretty bad, right?
Oh my god! Especially blown up on my television set.
It's all blotchy.
It's blotchy, like Vaseline and crap.
This was shot in 45 days. Not impressive. Now, something weird happened that I don't understand because I didn't research it. This film It cost them $9.5 million, and they made a net profit of $5,900.
Say that again, please, for in case our audience didn't hear this.
Yes. They released in only 8 theaters. Their opening weekend was $4,300, and they worldwide, which meant US and Canada, $5,900 box office. Why?
No, honestly, have you ever seen a video box for this movie? I never heard of it. I heard about this
Only
on
on
the
the
Facebook page.
internet.
What's that?
Only on the internet for researching this film. And it's Home Alone too.
I'm on a bunch of bad movie Facebook posts, and someone a couple months ago mentioned this movie, and I was like, oh, I never even heard of it.
So the thing is, he just dreamed of The Vagrant. So you're starting to realize, like, this is all in his head. You know, like nobody else has ever actually seen The Vagrant.
Didn't the neighbor complain about The Vagrant?
Nope. They went over to say, did you see this vagrant pissing in the bushes? And she's like, I haven't seen a vagrant.
Who did they put in the cop car?
What's that?
Who did they put in the cop car?
The vagrant.
All a dream.
I don't know how to explain it, Mike. I'm telling you, the director of this film, or the writer, whatever it is leading us in the direction where it's all in his head. Nobody else has ever seen The Vagrant. I know that they have, but like, he fantasizes about him. He sees visions. Later on, he'll see like Colin Camp appear out of nowhere. The Vagrant didn't do that. She'll see the neighbor who died appear out of nowhere. The Vagrant didn't do that.
Wow. Well, there's a little shirtless Bill Paxton from the 90s for you.
Making
Look at
love
that
to his
computer.
girlfriend.
This is I have this program.
Actor. You've seen me on Seinfeld.
Oh, right. I seen him on Monopoly.
The boss is now lying, like Krakowski's Lithuanian too. You know, a guy he's trying to sign the deal with. Oh, so now he'll say Czechoslovakian. Now he'll say a phrase in Czechoslovakian, like I forget what the joke was. It's like, well, we'll see it in a minute.
Yeah.
I'm going to turn it up.
Okay.
You just reminded me. I was planning on promoting young Bukowski here to full analyst right this very afternoon.
Oh,
sir.
Thank you, sir.
So now you take the rest of the day off. Mr. Feimster.
Oh, that's some Czechoslovakian.
Yeah.
Aż pójdziesz do kupielni, umyj se ręce.
So he did it. How? How did he do it? He goes, what did he say?
Wow, everyone's impressed.
Let's see what he says.
So, what is it? You said, wash your hands after you go to the bathroom.
Yeah, that's it. Wash your hands after you go to the bathroom. It's really weird. It's inexplicable how he knew Czech, but this is a comedy. Now,
well, you know, sometimes the please wash your hands are in different languages. You know, we're America.
Oh, so that's maybe how he knew it, from a sign?
Yeah, because he saw, like, you know, wash your hands in English and in Spanish.
Yeah, in Lodi, New Jersey, I went to a gas station. It was in English, Spanish, and Czechoslovakian. Yeah. Okay.
And you recognized all three.
Now, look, here is balloons and a heart-shaped box to celebrate his promotion, but the neighbor's dead.
Oh, neighbor's always like killing my party.
That's the old lady.
Yeah. Is he going to be a suspect in this movie?
Oh, yeah.
With the Vagrant is like only in his head? According to people?
Vagrant is in real life, but throughout a large chunk of this film, and I'll just point out as it happens, it's in his head. He's going crazy.
He tries better than I do.
Whoa, good pratfall, dude. That was a Jack Flipper. Look, it's the real life Vagrant.
So he does have a problem. The guy's here.
Yeah. He's going to go upstairs and go to I'll show you when the Vagrant's fake. Most of the time, it's half and half. He's going to go upstairs to call to his girlfriend and be like, she's like, that's a nice homeless man I let in to have a sandwich. He goes, are you crazy? I spent all this money on security.
Oh no, who's in the shower?
Well, it's her, he finds out.
Oh, damn
Like,
blurry.
Use me, Graham. Jesus, Graham.
You know what's depressing? This is the 4K cut of this movie.
Yeah.
That's what shower scene you're going to see.
This is the best 1992 is going to give you.
Now, 1992 for us, that's like yesterday when it comes to movie selection.
Yeah, I really think so. Definitely for you. I mean, like for years, you were all over the 60s, right? You know?
Right. Yeah, I couldn't get out.
Yeah. And also, you were always about those 80s films, the B film, you know, like 4 of them would release. So we'd see the 4th. What am I trying to say? Private School. And I forget the examples, but
we watched the trilogy of them, I think. Well, you guys could check it out, of course, on mutinyradio.fm on our archive page, and just pick an episode and listen.
Yeah.
See if it's 60s or 80s.
Yeah, just pick a date as if you have any context. You don't know what the fuck you're getting.
Yeah. Our like all Mutiny Radio shows were listed by the day of broadcast.
Just go to YouTube. Go to the YouTube channel.
Go to the YouTube channel.
Okay, here comes Michael Ironside. He's the detective investigating the murder across the street. His name is Lieutenant Ralph Barfus.
Michael Ironside, speaking of like movies from different decades, as he grows older, he's just cooler and cooler. You know what I mean? Like,
true, yeah. We saw him, but we never did, in Highballing.
The trucker movie.
Highballing was an early role for him, but I swear to God, I saw that movie 4 times. I never saw him.
Right. What was the TV show Ironside?
That was Raymond Burr in a wheelchair. I think he was a police detective.
And the BC Boy line was walking around town like a Raymond Burr.
Was it? Because you're not walking if you're a Raymond Burr.
He's Raymond Burr, not the Ironside.
Right. He could be Perry Mason walking around.
Yeah, probably Perry Mason. You're right. Look at him. He looks good.
He's young here.
Right. He is young here.
Well, okay. So let's see. Where is he? Michael Ironside. Come on now. Come on now.
We know Michael Ironside. I just saw him in like
Here he is. Scanners, right? Top Gun, Starship Troopers, Total Recall. Total Recall with the Vagrant guy.
Right, of course. Was he in RoboCop? No.
That thing is right up his alley, but I don't think he was.
No, I'm thinking of Kurt Smith. I get him and that 70s guy mixed up. Hey, you know the father on the Red on that 70s show?
Yeah, that guy. Yeah, I know exactly who you're talking about. He was in the the Mars movie with Schwarzenegger. He was really good.
Totally. Wait a minute. So this is great. These are all character actors, including Bill Paxton. The people I get mixed up for other people. We get mixed up for other people. Is that Bill Pullman?
Right. It was RoboCop he was in, and he was excellent in it.
Okay, so Michael Ironside and Haywood Smith, or whatever his name is, I do get mixed up just as much as I got Bill Paxton and Bill Pullman.
Now, what's happening now is the girlfriend is sort of like on the side of the cop, like you're overreacting about the Vagrant, you're accusing him of killing the woman across the street and you have no evidence, this kind of thing.
Does he? So, yeah.
Now, the girlfriend is very disappointed in Bill Paxton, who just paraded in, interrupted her shower, criticized her good work of charity. You know, he's like on the outs with her now.
Oh, I love when the local news shows people, dead bodies being put in the morgue.
Right. Did you see the cop eating? Yeah. Now this is because of the movie. They showed the body with the feet throughout this whole movie, you'll always see the feet of the dead person and exposed to the open air. And then the cop, the African American cop, was like, I'm eating a sandwich. It was so funny.
But I like that it's like he saw it on the news, like they broadcast that
Yes,
as news.
it's news. Someone got murdered.
I wish there was a streaming news channel of all fictitious news. Like every time someone comes in and turns on the news and they hear about their in other news, a local robbery has
Maybe
gone
it's from
awry.
all the movies.
Yeah, like
That would be pretty cool.
coming up next, asteroid hits the Earth
Yeah, that would be really funny.
because they always
Especially-
like turn on the news. That's I complain about this.
Exactly their story. Click, it's on.
Yeah.
They turn it off before it's over.
Now we're in the 21st century where people don't really turn on the news. I mean, it's on streaming live sites. You could,
Right.
you could get it on a digital antenna, but no one so in 2020, they'll turn on the TV. You don't turn on the TV in 2020, or they'll be
No.
looking at a TV
wait,
broadcast
okay,
on a
wait.
laptop.
Hold on. He's now having a dream in which his girlfriend is getting fucked by the Vagrant. See?
Because he let her in.
Now,
Ooh.
so the film is getting him obsessed.
Turn the sound on. Oh, too late. That was his dream?
That was his dream. He wakes up and there's no girlfriend beside him. What's going on?
He needs to see a therapist, dude.
Absolutely.
Or meet friends.
Look, somebody clipped his glasses.
Nice.
Now look, this is pretty funny. She's saying like, I'm behind you 100%. I think you're a terrific person. You're going to do great. And with the right kind of support and understanding, you're really going to pull yourself together. Then the taxi drives her away.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah.
Well, that's like every 70s movie. Then she left me.
Right. Good luck.
Oh, then she's in the cab herself. Great. This guy's a great director.
I guess, yes, but he never did it again. I don't
He
know.
went from a close-up that you don't recognize he's in the back seat, right? And it's on a crane. He pulls out. He's like going up like the whole street you see now as the car goes away. It's a great
That
shot.
is definitely a crane shot.
Maybe there's like it's a little stiff, the movie.
So now okay. Remember you saw the Vagrant in real life and other people witnessed him too. There's no way he's fake.
Right, of course.
Okay. In this scene, he's thinking that he is fake and he's really the Vagrant and he's going crazy. He killed the woman.
No, Chuck, forget about him. I haven't seen him since that day you gave him the sandwich. It's me.
It's me.
That bum was just the screen on which I projected my own.
That bum was the screen. I projected my own unacceptable desires. He's thinking that he killed that woman.
Anyone could have killed her. Anyone, Chuck. Even me. What?
You?
I'm saying I could have done it in my sleep. Man, look,
This is a really awkward Tinder date, a grinder date. It's the most awkward. I'm gonna get going. Oh, that tree's look at this. It's centered. The tree's centered. God, this guy's a really
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
The tree's centered.
figured it out and called the police.
maybe it's a little
The authorities actually found out I killed her.
American Psycho, Christian Bale.
Now, I think Jimmy Olsen's taking this very well.
Jimmy Olsen's grown up and like they're eating at fancy restaurants.
Yeah, that's right. He's not a a whiz kid anymore. Okay, he's not a crackerjack.
Yeah.
Okay, so what's going on here? This is what I was trying to tell you in the film. What's going on here is he's starting to think he's crazy, and you saw the Vagrant in real life, but yet there is this whole narrative side in which he is a crazy person and he's doing the killings, but he never does.
You mean like the audience, as an audience member? I've seen like it interact as a real. It isn't like Fight Club.
Right. It isn't like Fight Club, but throughout Fight Club, you didn't get it until very deep in the film.
Right. So if you haven't seen Fight Club, fuck you.
Listen, if you haven't seen Fight Club, don't, the first rule, the second rule is you don't talk.
Like I remember on September 12th, 2011, I was at a video store. This guy was renting
Fight Club.
yeah, Fight Club. And it's like, do you want to watch that? Like, he's like, yeah. I mean, like, I didn't ask him, but
No, but the thing is, you don't talk about Fight Club. So listen,
right.
if you want to see that film, go ahead and stream,
I don't
buy
want to say anything about the rules, but the first rule.
it. You don't talk about Fight Club.
Have you read the comic book sequel? The author
No,
wrote a
Mike,
sequel.
Mike, you don't talk about Fight Club.
Gotcha. So this guy wrote this book called Fight Club, and it was about
Mhm.
this Fight Club where you don't talk about Fight Club. And people were like, this Fight Club would make a great Fight Club movie. We should call it Fight Club.
What's funny is on my bookcase right now is Fight Club. And if it was close enough, I would go and just pull it out, blow you away.
Aren't you a little nervous he's watching that movie? Taking notes?
Okay, so now he wakes up like his alarm didn't go off. And it's one of those like, oh shit, I'm late for work. I'm going to get fired kind of moments.
Yeah, he just got a promotion.
So he's going to try to get his way to the office, but everything will distract him and stop him from getting there. Like the Vagrant.
Why is he crashing at SpongeBob SquarePants' house?
Is that where he is?
Yeah, he's under the sea. A pineapple.
Something smells bad.
Sounds like a pineapple under the sea. Oh, go in the basement. Good one.
Well, he's a basement homeowner. He owns the basement.
Dude, you tie the door to the wall to make sure no one closes it.
Now, I got a little Mel Brooks quote here that comes out of the guy who did the music. Christopher Young did the music. He's getting an interview for a book called Scored to Death, which is funny. And okay, he's talking about this film. It's not quite like anything else and certainly nothing I had done before. There have been moments in some scores that I blah, 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 blah. Later, he mentions the inputs of the producer, Mel Brooks. I think one of my best compliments I ever got was from Mel Brooks himself, who said, before your music was added to the movie, I wasn't exactly sure what kind of movie it was, but the music helped define the film.
Oh, that's good. Well, we're not listening to the music. Here, I'll well, let's turn on the music.
There we go.
Yeah. Pretty cool.
Is it?
Yeah, I mean I like the theme song. It's a little. You think it's a little annoying? Here, turn it off. I'll put on my audio.
It goes.
Okay,
It sounds like breathing, like a guy who's scared, and that's good about it.
I guess, but more than 10 seconds of it's kind of annoying. Here, I'll put on the audio. Why you gotta be so rude?
Don't you know I'm human too? Gotta be.
All right.
I'm gonna bury her anyway. Bury that girl. Bury her anyway.
Okay, I'm looking at Wikipedia list of Mel Brooks.
Look. The chocolate. It's the fingers. The woman.
Lady fingers. They're cookies.
No, they're ladyfinger cookies. Now look, the Vagrant was down there.
But is he real?
I don't know, Mike.
Is this a dream?
Well, there's something that's going to make him very real right now. He leaves, but then he comes back and gives him a raspberry. Here, I'll turn up the sound. So that's a real world thing.
Okay, you know what? What was the last Brooks film movie? What year did it come out?
I don't know.
Last year, Paws of Fury: The Legend of Hank, which was a animated film that had Mel Brooks do a voice. Pretty interesting, I guess.
I guess, yes.
Because he produced his own films, but he did Solar Babies.
How old is he?
Oh, he's in his 90s.
Yeah, sounds right. Okay, so now he called the cops because he found the lady's fingers and the Vagrant was in the office, and they're saying stuff like they're doubting him. They're like, I'll turn up the sound later. Sure. He goes, you didn't smell that stink, Krakowski?
Of course, it's awful. Rotten flesh.
This movie is so blurry, I can't tell if Jimmy Olsen has a cigarette in his mouth or his hand.
Maybe, yeah, it's so mushy.
Sunglasses, I guess, in his hand.
Yeah, I guess it's sunglasses. So what's really going on here is like doubt, reasonable doubt, like this story, like it doesn't, you know, you didn't smell that? Now, Jimmy Olsen's defending him, going, what do all these things have to do with a vagrant living in his basement and killing the across the street neighbor? He goes, I have something to say, wise guy. And the cop is like, did you ever see this vagrant yourself? And so Jimmy Olsen's like, no, but I believe Graham when he says he did. They do this throughout the film. Okay, this is a security system set on a timer. So that the vagrant doesn't get in. When the sun goes down, the lights go up and music is blaring like somebody's home. You see him there with his gun, and there's more like I'm crazy kind of things. And the
Right.
vagrant is there touching his gun. See this vagrant's hand?
He never had a gun before. That gun was
Right.
never introduced in the first act.
Right. But the thing is, yeah, see?
Yeah.
Puts it right to his...
Nestle it right in there. That sick fuck. Uh-oh.
But again,
the
vagrant that time was a dream. So even though we did all see him as audience members in the real world, interacting with the girlfriend, getting arrested, now in the middle of the film, you'll think that Paxton is having some sort of psychological journey, and that's our movie. It doesn't change its tone, but it changes. But we'll come back and the vagrant will be real again. It's interesting, this film.
Well, you know, it's grounded in the real life that there's a vagrant that goes into his house, but then it's to drag out this movie or the duration of the film is him losing his mind with this other fictitious version.
Colleen Camp shows up again.
Yay!
I got your message about selling the house. The gate was open.
Uh-oh. The wet bandits are in the house.
Now she's going to get sexual again and said, if you let me in, I'll talk to you about how eager I am.
All right.
I'd like to come in and tell you how much I'd like to handle your problem. Okay, so now we have a cuckoo crazy sex thing.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, a little romance. Break
right,
up this
with
movie.
Pants on.
This movie, like it's razor thin, right? Paper thin. I should have said paper thin. It's not razor thin. You can't slice it with the garlic, but it is paper thin. The plot. What really had? There's no real evolution. You know, he goes and is a vagrant. That's the situation, and it drives him crazy.
Yeah, but we won't spend the movie in this house.
Good.
There are plot turns. The girlfriend's gone. Okay, so he wakes up, and where's Colleen Camp?
Probably off to another movie.
Knowing her career, she's doing great.
Yeah.
Well, I guess when you're married to the executive producer of blah, blah, blah film studio. No, that's not fair. She was very famous before that.
Oh, she's married to an executive? Is it the Brooks film?
Yeah. No, it was, here it is, Colleen Camp. Apocalypse, minor support, leading role, The Swinging Cheerleaders.
You know, I think it was I read an interview with her recently.
Paramount Studios, married to an executive of Paramount Studios.
Oh, okay.
Her television debut was the Dean Martin Show in '65. She had a song on the Billboard charts, One Day Since Yesterday. So she started she had a hit song.
That's cool.
Yeah.
And then she did Playboy.
No, I don't think she was. Was she actually in Playboy as a
No.
playmate?
Oh no, I see what you're saying. She in Apocalypse Now. That was
Yeah, yeah.
I and she was in Meatballs.
She was in Valley Girl. I don't
Valley
have
Girl, yeah.
Meatballs listed. Okay, now the SWAT team shows up. Now,
Right.
this took 3 days for them to shoot. They shot 1,500 bullets, but on screen it's 10 seconds. The shootout.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So this $9.5 million of budget and a lot of bullets ate up some of it.
I know a lot of money is being spent in this film.
And why was there no box office return? It's so strange.
Well, first off, there was 8 movie houses when it came out, so it's definitely aimed for video release. Or it just was this film that kind of obviously it was not going to make $9 million.
There's a story. There's gotta be.
They dumped it and then they released it on video.
I guess you're right, but the thing is, usually box office stats include video and DVD sales and rentals.
Right.
Okay, all this 1,500 bullets are being shot. It's 10 seconds of screen time.
Pew 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 pew. But it doesn't look anything different.
They
other
think
than
he's the murderer. So here comes Ironside again.
I love how they shoot 1,500 bullets to get his attention.
Right.
Now that I got your attention and you're safe and sound,
Right,
I came here to talk to you alive about this. Did he piss his pants?
No.
Man, this
It's
copy.
just terrible copy. Now, Colleen Camp, they've now discovered, was murdered. And she was found in the same dumpster as the lady across the street. I'm not sure about that. But she was found in a dumpster close by.
Dumpster adjacent.
Yes.
Yes. It was in the other dumpster.
Right. It wasn't the askew.
Right.
It was the adwat. So they think he's the murderer. And he's like, no, the vagrant was here. He gave me this note. And we just saw the note a minute ago. And it was written in blood. But now it'll be empty. Look how funny Ironside is in this.
Oh, yeah. Holding the gun, no less.
Look at this. He drops it. He's so funny. Do you think I'm an idiot? Because there's nothing on it. Now, Mike, remember before it's like, is the vagrant real? Is he not real? Krakowski read that note written in blood. We saw it as viewers,
It said, I adore you.
And now it's blank. So what's the director-writer doing here? Is he real? Is he not real? This is Colleen Camp's head.
I know, it's gross.
Yeah.
I mean, like,
this wasn't one of her prouder moments. No.
No, I mean, she was great. I mean, people make movies like this all the time. I mean, fucking no one.
There's Jimmy Olsen.
Yeah. Tell us.
So he is now arrested for the murders of the woman across the street and Colleen Camp.
You think it's ironic that the guy from Daily Planet Jimmy Olsen wasn't taking any pictures in the corridor?
Yeah, that's right. That's his job. I mean, because what's his name? Darn, my joke hits too late.
Yeah.
Who's the Peter Parker's one?
Oh, that was the Bugle, right? Daily Bugle.
Yes,
that's the New York paper.
I would have said J. Jonah Jameson is going to kill Jimmy Olsen for. It's too late. It's too late. Okay, so now we're in court, and Krakowski's lawyer is just blown away at how good the other lawyer is. It's kind of funny, right?
That's funny.
Yeah. And then they're going to put his mother on the stand and say, did he break this person's arm in 1963? But they were like kids, She goes, yes. No further questions. And that's going to freak her out. Now she's going to have a heart attack. And wait till she hits the floor, Mike. It looks like it hurts so much. She hits herself right on the fucking floor. Watch.
Okay.
She's going to have a heart attack. Heart attack? Now watch her
right.
hit. Ow!
Oh, man. You could hear it.
Yeah.
You know what happened? That crack you heard is because Paxton stepped on a crack.
Yeah, you broke your mother's back. Now we'll have it again. It'll be another news story in which we see the body.
Okay,
Poor-
but no
poor
news
Pinocchio.
story.
Let
There's
me tell
never.
you.
I've never seen this on a news. Anyway, it's a farce. Okay, here we go. Feet's up. Is there a tag on the toe at least?
There's no tag, but the mom will fall off the cat. Watch Bill Paxton's face when the mother falls out.
Sure.
Yes, here comes the late Miss Polkowski now, alongside her son.
Right down the stairs. Here's a live news broadcast.
Oh, poor landlady.
Wait, look at Bill Paxton's face. I mean, this is Oscar-winning performance.
Sure. Yeah. What happened? How come no?
No expression. Okay, now the internet brags about the funny fact that there's a wanted poster for the Vagrant over the shoulder of the other cop, but our thing is so bad you can't see it. I tried to see.
Oh yeah.
Top left.
Okay, I see wanted. Yeah, I can't read. Oh, right there. Valley. No.
It's supposed to be. I don't know though. I freeze framed. I took a screenshot. I put it in Microsoft Word and increased it to like 400. Yeah,
That's research, man.
you can't read it.
Oh, do not drink that water bottle. That is not Gator. That's not lemonade.
Now remember that somebody clipped his glasses. Well, the Vagrant's got his glasses and he's laughing like it's a victory.
So the real life Vagrant chopped when Paxton was done and asleep. They had sex. It was great. He goes to sleep. The Vagrant comes in, kills her, dismembers her,
Right.
puts all her body parts into the kitchen, disposes of all the blood.
Yes.
Yeah. So it looks like a regular kitchen except for the
Except for
all
the
the-
fridge.
yeah, except for the fridge.
Now look, they acquitted him. His mother died on the stand. And they're like, let's let this poor boy go. So the
Right.
jury acquitted him. So now he's on the run. He doesn't live anymore at that house. It's behind him.
Oh, good. We're out of here.
And he's just driving. Now, this is still Arizona and it's still Phoenix. But like in our movie world, he drove
Right.
a long, long way. Maybe
So instead of going 10
on a
miles,
line.
he went 150 miles.
Right. Yeah,
Yeah.
something like that.
Oh, you're here in Outer Phoenix.
Yeah.
You're one of those mid-city boys.
I got to tell you, I went to Phoenix and it's a Dust Bowl. It's super hot. Depends on the time of year, of course. The rest of Arizona was beautiful, but Phoenix itself was really gross. It was
I think I've been to Phoenix. I like Phoenix. I've been to Arizona.
Arizona was wonderful, and Phoenix didn't suck. I'm just saying it was dusty. Okay, now this is X-Ray, who is blind, and unfortunately, in real life, he'll have a stroke before the movie comes out and die.
Wow.
Isn't that great?
Did they put him in memory of at the end?
Nope, because
That's
this thing was shot in the can and going to release, and that's when he... Okay, so Bill Paxton's like, excuse me, sir, but I saw a sign that you're looking for a motel manager, and I would like to... This is X-Ray's way of saying, don't fuck with me because I'm blind doesn't mean I'm not going to kill you.
He just happened to have the gun lying around, Carl, as one does.
Uh-huh. So anyway, he gets the job. He's like, what are you running from? I'm running. Is it a woman? He goes, yes, it's a woman. He goes, ha, I knew it. You know, and now they're going to be friends and he's going to get the job. And this is his new life in this trailer park, being the manager of a motel.
I guess you need a gun working at a motel, you know.
So you can't even see it's a dog because the print is so bad, but that's a dog.
It's a giant slug.
So our movie now no longer takes place at the house at all for the rest of the film.
But the Vagrant's going to show up.
Yeah.
So
he has moved now to a new life. And how would the Vagrant show? But the Vagrant will show. This is like day one, and then we're going to see some stuff about it. And then poof, it'll be like day 90.
Oh, there you go. Nice cot to sit on.
Remember, he was in that corporate world and everything. Now look at him.
Oh, fun. It's a memory box.
I think this is the book that he saw in the beginning.
Right on the top of the toilet.
Yeah. So, he hit his head. Uh-oh. Who is it? Hi.
Hi.
I'm a fat girl who is obtainable. This is Patrika Darbo, and you've seen her in a million things, even though she's not exactly famous. She did soap operas, but she was in Troop Beverly Hills, The Burbs, Space Invaders, Gremlins 2. She was in a million things. Babe,
Sure.
House Arrest, Speed 2, Cruise Control. I mean, she's one of those character actors who's been in everything.
And during that time period, she's perfect for those roles. I mean, like I could, knowing that she's in them, I could probably guess where she is.
Today she's in soap operas. Okay, 2021, The Young and the Restless, 5 episodes. 2019 to 2020, Days of Our Lives, Last Blast Reunion, 3 episodes, TV miniseries.
Nice.
She was in The Bold and the Beautiful for 74 episodes from 2017 to 2018. So as an older person, an aging actress, she's found a niche for herself here. And
Okay.
in 2000, she won an Emmy for Days of Our Lives. Okay, so now the woman brought over a cake and did all sorts of stereotypical I'm a chubby person stuff. And okay, he's dreaming again. But basically, she's now wrangled herself into his life, and she's going to put the period on the end of a sentence in a minute. So once again, he has the same old dream.
Yeah, same dream. That never gets old. That's why I was laughing.
In his head.
This is total Home Alone. The world is right. The internet is right, girl.
How is it Home Alone?
Someone gets hit in the head with a paint can that's happened to
Why?
be tied to a
No,
string.
no. That was a trap, right? That was an intentional. Wasn't
But
an accident.
but you know, have you ever hit your head on a paint can tied to
Okay,
a
let me
string?
ask you this. He just hit his
Painful.
head. Is he in his home? Is he in his home? He just hit his
But
head. Is he in his
if it
home?
hits your back of your head, you'll be like, I have a concussion and I need to lie down. Things are getting heavy. Right? But in Home Alone, it's just like they're slapstick and they don't
Now
get
I
hurt.
see your point.
Oh, look at it. He finally gets into it.
Okay, he thinks that he's a murderer and he's crazy. And he just had a dream about the Vagrant. He thought he got away from that life, but it's followed him. So he's like, help me.
Yeah.
Just chain me up here. Now, she is going to be a very nice neighbor, Mike. And
She's a good neighbor.
I mean, he's handcuffed.
Uh-huh.
And now, I know kids make fun of me because I'm heavy and I stay inside and watch TV all day and I cook and I eat and sometimes I drink. But let me just turn it up.
All right.
You, Jerry.
Me?
And you
YouTube is great.
I can tell you do.
The stunt cock. That was Bill Pullman's cock.
What's that?
They used Bill Pullman's cock in that scene.
So yeah, even though it wasn't at night, the rooster crowed. So anyway, now it's like days, it's like 6 months later or something. And he's a motel manager and he's basically common law wife with Chubby. But gosh, I'm being so mean to her. The character's name is Dottie. Okay. And basically, we're just getting a setup for it's another normal and everything's great in his life. And who should come and fuck it up but the Vagrant?
The Vagrant. V.A. Grant?
In France, it was released as the Vagrant.
Was it released how many French theaters? 8?
No, it
how
was
many
released
francs?
in
7?
Huit. It was released in Huit Cinema, which is 8 theaters.
Welcome to Czechoslovakian history, film history. We have another classic, The Vagrant, featuring a great line in Hungarian.
Now, what
All right.
can I tell you about this film? I told you about
I'm
the
just
director.
waiting for the other shoe to drop, and so we can wrap up this film.
Oh
Honestly,
yeah, you're already done.
no, I'm not done. I'm just waiting.
Okay.
I'm not waiting for the end. I'm waiting
It's
for
not
something to
time
happen.
yet. Okay, we're middle second. No, we're late into the second act. We will get into
Right.
our third act very soon. We're progressing along, but we're not. It's not. Let me see where we're at here. We're more hour 4. There's 31 minutes left or something. We got to have our act 3 very soon. We're deep into act 2,
Sure.
and you'll get out of it.
When you saw Carl, when you saw Lady in the Van, right? That movie's subtext was like a battle of the classes and just, a friendship that builds and just this woman as herself, like it had a lot of layers to it. And it was based on like, the farce and the satire came from, this rich guy and this woman living in his house, outside his house in a van.
Mm-hmm.
And this movie is more, I don't know.
Why are you talking about that movie?
Because it was about a vagrant who lived in this guy's house. She parked her van in his driveway and would live there.
What a stretch. These are practically the same films.
It is. Well, I've said it before I even seen this film, so obviously I'm wrong.
No.
This film goes very differently.
Right, because we're about to see X-Ray get murdered, okay? So yeah, this isn't like the woman in the van.
Right.
Look at him sniffing his linens. Life is good. And now he's about to get like an axe in the chest.
Do they have any guests at this hotel?
None that we see in the film, but yes, it's very... Look, see the blood on his hands?
Yeah. Oh, it looks like toast.
And look, there's a meat cleaver. So is it that in his head or is it real?
We'll have to wait to see if he wakes up or not.
So now he comes out and he says, X-ray. Okay, well, I'll just tell you that he's not going to wake up. But the thing is that in this scene, everyone will confront him like he's the murderer. What did you do? I mean, the axe is... But he's like, I didn't do it. It was him. But then he's like, maybe I did do it. No, Jerry, no, you're a madman. I'm not the madman. Get back. I'm not a madman.
There's a hotel guest.
He's swinging the cleaver.
It's crazy.
Well, I guess it isn't motel. I'm wrong. It's like trailer park manager. No, he pulls out the gun that X-Ray had.
Oh, hey, that's the rifle from before.
No.
Dude took it.
Well, actually, maybe in the film, in the real world, it is the rifle from before.
Remember when you had a rifle and you moved away and you lived in the trailer park?
Yeah.
Remember leaving the rifle at your house?
Right. I would always have to rifle around for it. Okay, so now that chapter of his life in our movie is done, and we're heading into Act 3 literally as he drives down. And basically, this is going to be another psychological torment moment. He's starting to fall asleep. He's swerving away from a car. He's visualizing the old lady. Look, she's got no fingers, see?
Yikes.
And now Colleen Camp with her cut neck will say, there's a house up here, Mr. Krakowski, we should take a look at. It's a 2-bedroom, blah, blah, blah.
He's getting attacked by a Muppet.
You see her.
Yeah. And
look how the director draws your eye to it with her gross hand, touching it. Okay, so we just saw Visions, right? We know the Vagrant's there in the real world, but he's also kind of not. Now, here's the Vagrant. Was he in the back seat the whole time?
He's for real.
I don't know. Is it in Krakowski's head? Is he really for real?
You're right. Because the other ones were not for realsies.
Look at the flippity.
Whoa. Okay.
This is all practical effects, folks. Practical
Don't worry.
effects.
As long as the car lands on the tires, everyone's okay.
Yeah. I got to have my dad's car back by 8. Oh, yeah, dude, about your dad's car. We're doing this film, right? And we have a deadline, okay? So we can't get another car, so...
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay,
so
well,
now Krakowski's like, now where the fuck am I?
yeah, honestly, what happened? Oh, he's still in the car.
Okay, he for real or for fake, this
Oh.
vagrant, and we'll find out that it's real, was behind him and put his arms around him, and he rolled off the road, and he's now landed at this like gas station diner.
Parking lot. His car landed right in the parking lot.
Yeah, like National Lampoon's Vacation. He'll like, end up right in the motel. He's about to crash the car.
Okay, you can borrow my car, but I'm gonna.
Who should come through into the diner but Michael Ironside, the two cops who have been pursuing Krakowski, who's now on the run. The thing is, he was exonerated, right? So Krakowski's doing this. I mean, Michael Ironside he's not there for like official reasons, you see?
Right.
They let Krakowski go, and he's like, this guy's a murderer. He's not getting off the hook. So now, as if he didn't roll down the hill, he's just gassing up his car. Now, look how fucked up he is. You see what I mean? Like, he's all bent over and hunched, and he's straining his joints and his fingers. It's weird. Now, he looks into the back seat, and what does he see? The vagrant's possessions.
Okay.
He will find a scrapbook. And when he goes through it, our plot will be revealed to us that this guy, the vagrant, is a social scientist who was disgraced for his awful experiments. And Bill Paxton is just an experiment of his.
Oh. Big reveal.
Yeah, this is called the Krakowski file. Professor dismissed. They didn't understand.
Oh, no, I read it.
Charges against the doctor.
I knew it.
They couldn't make it stick. He got scot-free.
Back then, they didn't have the internet.
Krakowski.
They didn't have the internet back then. You had to get the newspaper clipping, paste it in a scrapbook, and then write your comment.
Yeah, exactly. But it really is, what else could we do? Murderer arrested. That's Colleen Camp. Colleen Camp dies.
Yeah.
So basically, he's now discovered that he is like some sort of social experiment. And look, he's got multiple copies of that book.
Which we never read. Did he even read the book?
I think that's him. You see his picture there as the author. We never read the book, but we find it. There's a vagrant!
Okay, are they going to have a face-to-face?
Not yet, but yes, that's coming. Instead, he decides to burn his own possessions and Krakowski's car.
That car flipped several times and landed in a parking lot next to a gas station. He puts gas in it, ready to go, and then this fucker burns it?
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
He's got his heart dead set on destroying that car. Now, look, he's gassing up his car while this fire is going. Okay, so he's going into this weird thing called Lost Souls Mine. It's like some tourist attraction. Watch, Ironside's thumb gets hurt. Ow!
Ah.
So they're like, ma'am, we're looking for this car, this station wagon, blue, whatever. And she goes, you mean like the one burning outside? They're like, holy shit, Krakowski! Now, remember I always say the explosion's too big? It's not. It was a gas station. It's not too big.
But wouldn't they be, if the glass would break in the restaurant or there'd be smoke?
Yes. Okay, now Bill Paxton's turned it around. He's not scared anymore. He's going to fucking kill this fucking vagrant.
His experiment
is not on the run anymore. He's doing the chasing. Now, we're going to get to the scene now where it's sort of like where the master villain unleashes his plan. He's going to be like, you were a boring fuck before I came along. Now you're interesting. I'll turn it on when it's time.
All right. He killed people, though.
Yes, as part of a social experiment.
If I knew that earlier, I might be more interested in this film because it'll at least be something more than just this. Am I going nuts?
Yeah, like open with that guy getting fired.
Or just like midway through the movie reveal, 25 minutes into the movie. How about that? 25 minutes in the
Okay,
movie,
all
you reveal
right.
it.
Then now you want to see how it unfolds.
Yeah, cat and mouse. This
Right.
guy is, yeah.
Just like Home Alone.
That's what the internet said.
Well, that's because of the poster. That's why
Yeah.
they said that.
Minor 49er. I got to pick with a bone with you. Ugh. Yeah, Walk by the Burning Car.
Right, yeah. In all
Ugh.
seriousness, really on that set, it must have, that black smoke, it must have been
That black
terrible.
smoke.
But I doubt that was really Michael Ironside. I'm sure it was some stunt guy.
It might have been him. They just do it in one shot. Now, Michael, when the fumes are high.
Okay, now I'm not your guinea pig anymore. Are you listening to me? And now we're going to get the big confrontation scene, and I'll turn it up.
Okay.
Your theories aren't worth a damn. This is really in Phoenix, probably. It's some real local attraction.
Right. Yeah. And it must have been like a gas station that had a roadside attraction like that.
Look at the iguana fell on him. You can't see it very well from the blotchiness of the print, but
it's Stacy Keach from Nice Dreams.
right, which was earlier, so that makes sense.
Makes sense. Finally. Yeah, you have a nice. This is like the
segment's a little long. It's kind of time killy, but
Lady of Shanghai, right? Where they go through the fun house at the end in Playland in San Francisco. They go to the amusement park. The climax in the amusement park.
Should I see it? Lady of Shanghai?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm writing it.
Yeah,
What
it's
year,
a great.
or you don't know?
30s,
1930s
or 40s,
or 40s. Okay. Okay.
Oh, another
now,
Coke machine.
Ironside and Bad Cop somehow figured out he's in the the something of souls. What was the Mine of Souls?
Lost Souls.
Mine of Lost Souls. Yes. I never figured out through my watching how it is they saw him go in there. They never did. But anyway, they follow him in somehow.
They're making a racket in there, and it's the only other place next door.
That's true.
Jesus, they have like 6 Coke machines inside this mine.
It's
gotta get thirsty.
The same Coke machine we walk past.
No, we saw it from a different angle. No, it was a different logo.
Okay. No Coke Pepsi.
No Coke Pepsi. Hi. Exit through the gift shop.
Yeah, exit through the gift shop because we're going to try to sell you pickaxes, right? Made of plastic and fake
bumper stickers, jerky.
All I got was this lousy t-shirt.
Turn around.
Come on, let's go, film. Let's get to
really.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let me pitch this because I'm going to say
to the left. He looks to the right. He's looking to the left again. He's creeping the hall again.
It's tension. When will this film end?
Yeah, I could do with a little nine-shin. Just a little less tension here.
Yeah, eight-shin. Grind your gears, is it, Carl?
Yeah. Look at
no, it's the Rube Goldberg machine like we saw in the first half of the movie.
Just like, okay, here we go. Confrontation.
Vagrant versus Paxton. Go, fight.
Weird.
Yeah.
Now calm down, Grammy.
What's a soul mine? I don't get it.
Before I mentioned you were a little boring drunk. Yeah, boring friends.
Boring friends, boring job, boring clothes, boring little bitch girlfriend.
And now you can think for yourself.
He's
You have
freedom.
your own mind. You have your own life. Look at you, you got stars.
He's gonna get arrested.
And then you're a celebrity. I kind of like you. You're a real piece of work.
See, I made you interesting. I made you, you own your own life now. They don't own you. You're a celebrity for murdering people.
Oh, I saw this in Ringling Brothers. The chair. A big confrontation. He's just going to kill him then. That's a lousy science experiment where you kill your subject matter at the end.
Well, I guess the creation is killed by the creation kills the creator.
Right. Then the murderee becomes the murderer.
But is he dead, Mike? Right? You know this film.
I don't know if the chokey became the choker. Look at my webbed hands. Thank you, print.
Yeah, I did this scene. So there's an actor. It's like a karaoke for acting, and we call it chokey-okie. I did that scene.
You did the choking scene on chokey-okie?
The other famous choking scene is in The Drug Juice from Fish Burgers. Do you
Fish
remember?
Burgers available on
Choked me
YouTube.
to death.
Yeah.
Why do you have a look in your eye? Like you're gonna kill me.
I drank the drug juice.
So now Michael Ironside thinks that this guy's a murderer. So he's like, run away. Why should I run away? So I can shoot you. What doesn't make sense though, Mike, is he was exonerated.
But what about the murderers? All right, yeah.
They let him out of court.
He was only exonerated because his mom died of a heart attack.
Just before Ironside kills him, he gets stabbed in the heart by the Vagrant.
Oh, right through. I was wrong. Final last words. Oh, he shoots his guns while he's at it.
Yeah, it's a movie.
I still love that they shoot 1,500 bullets at him and then only to get his attention just so he can talk to them. Oop. No, not a Polaroid.
Okay, so he did take a Polaroid, okay? And that Polaroid shows the Vagrant murdering him, and that will pay off very shortly.
Oh, it'll pay highly. He's murdering him with a pole through his body.
Oh, we don't have to listen. They're already done. They just did a little confrontation. And now he's like, who killed him? And they both go, he did.
I can't tell each other apart. You're the Vagrant. I'm the Vagrant. He's the fake.
Yeah. Look at this photo.
It's taken a long time.
So you know how you had to wait for the Polaroids to develop?
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's waiting. Shake it.
He doesn't shake it.
So now it's clear. And look, remember he died a minute ago? Now he's back to life. Now he has to have really died now. Okay.
Are you sure?
Yes. And
he did get stabbed, shot, fallen off a balcony into a cacti.
I'm mad at this movie for this because now the Vagrant's dead and thank you. That's it.
Oh.
That's it. He's dead.
He should go to prison at the end. That's how it should end.
Yeah, it should be like your experiment didn't work, Professor. You should get humiliated. But no, now the movie is essentially over, and we're going to have like 10 minutes of unneeded epilogue.
Well, okay, so I'm going to pitch you my version during this 10 minutes of needless epilogue.
Okay.
So he becomes the scientist, right?
Yeah.
So play 5 minutes in the movie. It's revealed what the trick is. It's this crazy guy, a disgraced professor, using him as a human experiment while killing people. So he finally gets his kills him in the funhouse, not on a fucking cactus, right?
Okay.
Or whatever. But that was pretty dramatic.
And he earns that killing. He did it.
But he also turns into the science. Here we are.
Right. Yeah, I gotcha. To continue his work. Like he finds his books in the burnt rubble.
He has 3 jobs, right? That's the theme of him. He's a loser, Carl. I'm not amount to anything. I'm a dreamer. I can't decide what I want to be. I'm working here, and now I'm working at the trailer park. But now I'm a professor, and that's what I want to be. But it would be a cat and mouse movie for sure. Like it would be more fun if I knew the Vagrant was watching the Vagrant fuck with him.
Right. This film decided to make it like a fear thing and then I'm going crazy thing.
Yeah,
Okay, so he turns on the water, turns it off, but the drip will come back like used to haunt his life. And the movie tries to make that like, I don't know, deep, intense.
never run away from it.
Yeah. You can run if you want, but you're always
A drip. I'm not a drip. I'm a winner.
drip, drip. I'm not a drip. Drip, drip,
Drip.
shut up. Okay. Thank you.
Whoa. That's the Vagrant. Beep, 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 heartbeat. Oh my God, Carl. We did it. Let's dance to this great music. What'd you think of this movie, Carl?
I mostly liked it. Like you said, we saw a terrible copy. You shouldn't say cut. The print was terrible. But like you said, it was cinematography great. You know, it really was. It was well put together and it had all its turning points. It followed all the movie roles until the weird ending, which didn't, you know, it was tacked on or something. I'm sure this guy would kick my ass, this Richard Wright, the guy, if he was here. People, fuck you. It's better. You don't have a movie. I'm right for a living. But in my opinion, the ending didn't pay off the way it should have. It was tacked on. So you, this little loser says.
Well, I mean, this is a psychological thrill ride into a one man's psychosis. It was not what I would like to see, which is that I see both perspectives, or there's a reveal and then it's a cat and mouse thing. And then he catches wind that it's an experiment. And then there's like, give me 15 more minutes of him using that against him. You know what I mean? Like,
yes,
I think it would have been better, like two minds fighting each other, you know, Sherlock, Paxton, and Moriarty, Vagrant fighting each other, you know, going around the house and I would make it like a real satire or a parody. Bring up, you know, like classism, like there's a homeless man in your house that you bought. That's the movie, right? He's been there before. You can't get him out.
It's his house and you've moved in.
Right. So it would have been a little bit deeper. But that said, the cinematography was great. The direction was really good. It's a little, I just felt the plot was a little thin. Like, you know, it was definitely, the music is cool too. And I would definitely, you know, I'm glad I watched it. I definitely wanted to see it. All right, let's see. Cannibal Yodel.
Hadasicha Polka, Limbo. You need country music. They're trying to tell you. Girl from Uganda instead of Ipanema.
Oh, wow. All right.
Designed by Paxton. Okay.
Maybe this movie played a lot on cable.
I don't know. There's a story behind it, and I didn't do enough research.
Well, being an MGM movie, it will float around.
Yeah.
All right. Well, the Vagrant.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mel Brooks, maker of Loose Shoes. Dune. I think the story was he wanted David Lynch to direct because he said, "You're a crazy guy." I read that in the Inside Oscars book. Okay, so we should stop this video, right? There's more on this.
Yeah. Okay. So this is one of those weird things on YouTube where it like starts, like the film will start again, not at the beginning, like in the middle. We're done. We're done.
Okay. All right. I'm going to go ahead and hit circle on my PlayStation 4 controller and end my YouTube experience.
All right.
Yeah. Look at this.
Ta-da!
Well,
I got my own circle.
Nice. Yeah, we would love to see photos. Why don't you go ahead and send it to us on our Discord channel?
Yeah,
or on Mutiny Radio's Discord channel. Yeah. Don't forget to donate to Mutiny Radio. Go to Venmo, and it's at Mutiny Radio. Except no substitutions, at Mutiny Radio. And just give a couple bucks, you know, and make sure you subscribe to our podcast or our YouTube video. You would see the whole movie. And you don't have to sync up. All right. Well, next week, Carl, I'm really excited. We're going to keep going. We discussed what we were going to do next week. And are we doing the public domain movies?
I think we can. I think it's time.
I think it's time.
Was there one more? There wasn't one more. I think it's time for public domain. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, every year since a couple of years ago during the Trump administration, the public domain law is back in effect. No one noticed it, but it's now every year movies become in the public domain, and now movies from 1927 are in the public domain, and we wanted to celebrate it. Movies like Metropolis, which is over 2 hours.
Yeah, we can't see
Yeah.
that one.
There's I think Wings, it might be longer. Wings was the first Academy Award movie, a
Right.
movie to
I
win Best
remember
Picture.
Paul McCartney, Linda McCartney, Denny Lane.
They were really young back in that
Yeah.
movie. They were negative 34 years old.
Yeah, they thought they were old, right?
Yeah.
They were thought, oh, we're in our 30s now.
Well, Thomas Hayden Church was great in that movie, Wings. Him and Steven Weber just played off each other.
Yeah, the pilots. I think
Yeah.
it's the sitcom. Okay, let's walk away from this line of jokes.
Okay, you don't want to talk about Wings, the TV show? So there's a lot of great
What are
movies in
we watching?
1927, and Carl and I looked through a bunch of lists of films that we would like to watch
Yes.
and celebrate. We're probably not going to play, and also The Jazz Singer. We're not doing silent movies anymore. 27 started doing talkies.
Okay, is that on YouTube? Have other people done
Not
that?
Not yet. I think you have to rent and buy The Jazz Singer.
Okay, all right. Well,
But we saw a Harold Lloyd film we wanted to do.
you tell me what film we're doing because it's not in front of me. I guess I could look up our text, but
I don't think it's in front of me either, to be honest with you. But that's the way.
Mike, you just talked up what's our film next week, and
I
now
thought-
you're like, yeah, I don't really know. Now here's your great Ukraine joke. That was so funny.
Yeah, that wasn't mine. That's called a meme.
There's Ghost in the Noonday Sun.
Well, we can do that one.
No, I'm sorry.
That's for. I would like to do that one movie later, to be honest with you.
Okay.
The film is The Kid Brother.
Okay. The Kid Brother. 1927, of course.
Yes.
Let me see. Hold on.
Let's see if we can find it on here.
The Kid Brother, Ted Wilde, Harold Lloyd, 1927 complete film. I don't think we have a trailer, of course.
Oh, may I?
Yes, if you have a trailer, let us.
Okay, here we go. Do. Nickelodeon Films, the OG Nickelodeon Films presents for only 1.2 cents. It's Harold Lloyd, our kid brother. Little placard. Those trailers are the 20s. They would say like "Great Thrills,"
starring Ted Wilde, Harold Lloyd,
well,
and Drew Barrymore.
Why don't we do this? I don't even know if it's on. I have
The
to.
Kid Brother is right here. The
Okay.
full film. The channel. I mean, I don't know anything about this channel. I don't know if we like it or not. But this channel is. I can't see.
Well, we'll talk about it more next week. We're not actually watching the trailer of it.
I guess no. There is no trailer. It's the 20s.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Be good.
Yeah.
The
Sounds
Kid
good.
Brother,
We're looking.
1927.
And we'll talk more about public domain movies that are from the year and we will also dig up a really weird, obscure one. But we do like the fact that we get to watch Harold Lloyd, and so we'll do it next week. All right. Wow, that's exciting, Carl. Thank you so much. Thank you for the research. Thank you for having me as a guest on your show. I really appreciate it.
Thank you that you put me as a co-host.
You called me last.
Really an honor.
I have to thank the other guests who canceled. Otherwise, wouldn't be here tonight. So
thank you, guys.
Yeah, thank you for making me
keep on canceling.
Keep on dancing. All right, well, keep your feet on the ground. Keep reaching for the stars. We'll see you next week on LWA FLMOYT. Let's watch a full-length movie on YouTube with Mike Spiegelman and Carl.
Boom, bum, bum, ba-na.
Let's watch a full-length movie on YouTube
with Mike Spiegelman. Let's watch a full-length movie on YouTube with Mike Spiegelman. It's been over 1 long year
eating German strudels. You should follow me on Twitter. It's Jokes to Carl. That's the French duh, not the duh. Now let's watch a full-length movie on YouTube with Michael Spiegel. Michael Spiegel. Michael.